Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nur Aziz Rafina.
This is Nur Alifah.
My name is Nurshasha Adani.
You're watching CS News.
Today's headline is regarding details in conic section. Conic sections are curves that result from the intersection of a cone and a plane. There are 4 of them, but we are focusing on circle. Circle is when the plane is perpendicular to the axis of cone, like in the pictures here. To understand the conic section of circle better, here is an example of its application in real life. Car tires are a good example of circular conic section because they have to be exactly round or the car will not run correctly. The tires and wheels being circles is useful and important because without that, car rides would be very bumpy and uncomfortable. Starting off, we have the standard equation that center origin, the coordinate would be 0, 0. So the question asks about radius, so we can just substitute r squared from the equation. So in this question, r squared would be 9 and our radius would be 3. Moving on, we have the standard equation with center at hk. So if given a question like this, we would try to find 3 things, which is center, radius, and sketch the circle. So as you can see, we can just make sure that the equation is already in standard form, and we can take substitute the hk just right from the equation. So our h would be -3 and our k would be 0. And to find the radius, again just like the earlier question, so r squared is 13 and our radius would be square root of 13. And for sketching, make sure to equate the equation with x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. So there are 2 things that you need to equate with 0. So the first thing first is x equal to 0 to find the y-intercept. So like here, we would get y equals to 2 and y equals to -2. Make sure to do the plus minus. And then y equal to 0 to find the x-intercept. So let's move on to the sketching part. To sketch, just have your x-axis and y-axis ready and put the 2 coordinates of x-intercept on the x-axis and the y-coordinate on y-axis, and just draw a circle to make sure that all the points been touched up and down, right F. And we will get our circle and just write the radius from the center. And we are done with this question. There are other type of question where you would be given the question in general form. What to do if you receive a question in general form? You have to make sure to turn it into standard form using completing the square method. So our method to complete this question is by completing the square. So we can tell that x plus 7 is from the 14 divided by 2, and y plus 4 is from 8 divided by 2. And on our right hand side, we can tell that 49, you can take it from negative bracket 14 minus 2 and squared, but since it's on the left hand side, and when we would make it to the right hand side, it would be positive, same as 16, which is from the negative bracket 8 divided by 2 and squared. At this point, we have the question ready in standard form, so we can find the center and radius. For center, we can tell that h is -7 and k is -4. So for radius, r squared equals to 25, so r or radius would be 5. Just like the previous question, we have to remember to equate the equation with x equal to 0 to find y-intercept. So in this case, we have math error, which means we have no y-intercept. So next, we have to find the x-intercept by making sure that y is equal to 0. So we can tell that x is equal to 10 and x also is equal to 4. So we have our 2 x-intercepts. So that is the end of this question.
Thank you, Shasha. Today, I'll be demonstrating how to solve 2 different examples regarding this topic, which is conic section circles. The first example is for when you are given a center and a point. The first step is you have to find the radius, and with the radius, you will be able to form the equation. In this example, you are given the center -3, 1 and the point -1, 4. The first step is to find the radius. The equation used is square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Hence, in this example, you have to do -1 minus -3 squared plus 4 minus 1 squared, which you will get set 13, which is your radius. The next step is to form the equation. But first, you have to identify h and k, which is actually just xy from the center, which is h -3 and k 1. The equation used to form the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals to r squared. Hence, we will get x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals to z13 squared, which can be simplified into x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals to 13, which is the standard form of equation of the circle. To achieve the general form of a circle, you will have to expand the standard form and equate to 0, meaning you have to move everything from the right to the left. Hence, you will get x squared plus 6x plus y squared minus 2 minus 3 equals to 0, which is the answer. And as for the second example, it is for when you are only given 2 points of a circle. The question states that this particular circle has endpoints at -6, 7 and 4, -1. The first step is to find the center using equation x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. Hence, in this case, it will be -6 plus 4 over 2 and 7 plus -1 over 2, which you will have the center -1, 3. Moving on to the next step is to find the radius using the same equation used in example 1. In this case, it will be square root -6 minus -1 squared plus 7 minus -1 squared, which you will get cert 41. And the last step will be to form the equation of the circle, using the equation used in example 1. First, we have to identify h and k, which we already did in step 1, which is the center. H is -1 and k is 3. In this case, we will get x plus 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals to 41, which is the standard form. And we will expand that to get the general form, which is x squared plus 2x plus y squared minus 6y minus 29 equals to 0, which is the final answer.
Thank you, Naza and Safina. Now it's time for me to explain about the tangent. For tangent question, we have to make sure the equation of circle have x squared and y squared coefficient equals to 1. So divide all by 2 and get the equation as shown. Focus to the x and y to make it like this equation, because we have to follow x squared plus y squared plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equals to 0 based on the rules of g and f. Okay, so for the center is -g and -f, which we have c 1 over 2 5 over 4. So the normal and the tangent, how to get the equation? So for normal, we have to use y equals to mx plus c. Just substitute m and get -1 over 2. And then substitute it into y equals to mx plus c and get c equals to 3 over 2. So the equation is 2y equals to -x plus 3. So for tangent is 90 degrees from the normal, which makes it perpendicular. So the gradient is m1, m2 equals to -1. Just substitute gradient of normal and get gradient of tangent and get c equals to -1. So the equation for tangent is y equals to 2x -1. So moving on to the next question. What is x? So we look at the line. Both lines are tangent from the same point. So they have the same distance. We just have to compare it and get the x equals to 4. So PT is a short distance between C and T. Now we have 10, which is the radius of the circle. So we have info about the radius and the tangent 24. We look for CT first. Substitute and get 26, but it's not the end. We have to look for the PT. So just use the CT to get the PT by subtracting CT and 10 and get PT equals to 11. So next, find the length of tangent. From the equation, just the same as before, x and y, we have to make it in form 2gx plus 2fy and get this. So we get this form and put out the information of g, f and c. and then look for the c, which is negative g and negative f, and then we use the formula of radius, which is g squared plus f squared minus c to get the radius, which is you just substitute it and get 5. So we got the radius, but we don't have the tangent, but we do have point of c and p, so look for the distance though. So substitute the center of the point of center and point of p into the formula of distance. So you will get distance, which is 55. By using Pythagoras theorem, we get to find the tangent line. So just substitute into d squared equals to c squared minus 2 squared and get 28, which is the length of tangent. That's all for today. Thank you.